Hey y'all, Coach Bradley coming at you today, and it's always a good one when we got some new baseball equipment to test out. And today we're doing a deep dive into the GoSports 7x7 baseball training net. Let's get it. So first things first, let's go ahead and take a look at everything that's included when you pick this thing up. Of course, we're gonna have our actual netting right here. They throw in this cool little strike zone that attaches to that netting. Got you some stakes, a nice carrying bag. Then of course, we're gonna have our netting frame right there. That's 4 pieces. And then we're gonna have our base frame here, also 4 pieces. Let's get this thing put together, baby. So overall, the setup process took us about 1.5 minutes, and it was super simple and easy to put together. Basically, a couple things I want to cover when putting this together. You got your little top pieces that are going to go in those notches right there. Obviously, that goes right inside the pole. Down here, you've got another little hookup spot right there. And then you're going to have your 3 attachments that attach that down to the base frame. Now, having coached baseball for well over 18 years, I've certainly owned my fair share of these types of hitting and pitching practice nets over the years from a variety of different brands. Now, surprisingly enough, it's never really this kind of netting that fails you. It's usually these contact points. So this contact point with this rope up here, that can be a liability. This, where it goes through the tent stakes, can be an issue, as well as this contact point down here. Now, although we have only had this in our program for a little under a year, so far it seems very comparable with other ones that I've had, and I think it's gonna last us for quite a while. Now, when you pick one of these up, you've really got 3 different options that GoSports gives you. Number 1, you got the red version like we've got here today. Number 2, you got the black version, which is basically the same thing, just in the color black. And number 3, you've got the Pro version. Now, the Pro version is going to cost you extra couple shekels. I really don't think there's a huge difference between them, though. It just looks like this is shaped a little bit different. Now, speaking of the dimensions of this, of course, it's going to be 7 feet wide by 7 feet tall. And then our actual pocket here is going to be about 3 feet wide by 3 feet tall. Now, there's 3 ways that I use these nets inside my program. Number 1 is for a backstop when we're hitting soft toss or hitting off tees. Number 2, to practice some pitching, and we'll get to that in a little bit. And the 3rd way I use them is I set them up as a backstop behind here. So if I'm doing a coach pitch scrimmage or something like that where I don't have a catcher, I can set that up, balls get retrieved, they don't go back to the fence, and we can keep the game moving. So let's go ahead and test this thing out with some tee work first. And although they do give you some stakes to stake this down, I rarely ever use these unless it's a very windy day. I find that you get plenty of support with this thing, and it really doesn't buckle over again unless there's a lot of wind. Go ahead and test it out, hitting a few softballs as well. So as you can see, without staking it down, you do get a little bit of movement out of the base, but it wasn't enough to knock it over. So next, let's go ahead and do a little throwing practice with this thing. And one of the cool things they provide you with is this nice 9-hole strike zone. And basically, you'll see, that's just Velcro right there. So all we simply do is set where we want our strike zone, completely adjustable. And we'll just Velcro this on right here. Velcro another one on, actually one higher right there. And we'll do the same thing here at the bottom. And just like that, we've got ourselves a nice little strike zone to throw to. So this thing works great. If you got yourself a bucket of balls, you can come out here and work on your pitching or throwing. Got your nice little strike zone, and you don't even need somebody to play catch with. And when it's time to gather all your balls, you simply come here, get all your balls piled up there, turn your bucket, and dump them in, and you're ready to go again. And when you're all done, it's time to take this thing down. That takes even less time than it took to put it up. So there you go, kids. That's pretty much everything you need to know about the GoSports 7x7 baseball training net. Now this thing is multifunctional, well put together, and it should last our program for quite a while. It's for those reasons and more, I easily give this thing a Coach Bradley thumbs up, and I say, go out and get you one.